how to make it through the whole summer without getting a yeast infection. Sweet, sweet summertime, lazy days by the pool, bright sunshine, and sometimes say it ain't so yeast infections. Unfortunately, warmer temps can bring with them an increased risk of this pesky issue, says Natasha Johnson, MD, a gynecologist at Brigham and Women's Hospital in Boston. Women who are at risk or prone to yeast infections notice that summer can be a time of flaring, she says. It has to do with the heat, moisture gets trapped and yeast can overgrow, she says. Lovely. But you don't have to avoid the pool like the plague or fear days spent in bikinis. Just make these simple swaps, and you'll be itch-free all the way to fall. 1. Seriously, ditch the wet clothes so you finish a long run, and instead of slipping into fresh new dry clothes, you tackle a list of errands. We've all been there. And hey, we're all for the athleisure look. But walking around in damp clothes means a moist environment that's ripe for yeast to grow, says Johnson. So pack a clean pair of shorts or an extra bathing suit if you're spending the day at the beach. Even if you don't have time to shower, dry bottoms help keep yeast at bay, she says. 2. Say yes to cotton lingerie is tempting, but it's common for the skin around your vag to grow irritated by sexy materials like lace or mesh. That's why Johnson suggests sticking with cotton. It's less likely to trap heat, and thus, less likely to bug ya. 3. Skip the hot tub. Hot tubs are notorious for harboring bacteria that can change the acid and pH levels in the vagina and cause yeast to grow, says Johnson. Also, private hot tubs, that is the one in your friend's backyard, aren't typically chlorinated, which means yeast has an even better chance of flourishing, she says. If you're going to dip, make sure it's in a tub that's treated with chlorine, and cap your soaks at a few minutes. Or, opt for the pool instead. Chlorine kills yeast, says Johnson, so get your swim on. 4. Let your legs breathe. Flaunt your tiniest mini skirt, send stockings, doctor's orders. Hats. Really bad is the fabric of pantyhose, says Johnson. Tea traps heat and moisture and can cause yeast infections. Hey, you don't have to tell us twice to trash our tights. 5. Choose yogurt as your dessert of choice. Yogurt with active acidophilus bacteria that exists naturally in the vagina and help treat yeast. Some ladies find relief from recurrent symptoms with yogurts like this or probiotics, says Johnson. 6. Throw out the thongs. Backless underwear doesn't in itself cause yeast infections, says Johnson. But if you have hoo-ha troubles, docs typically suggest skipping them since they can bother your skin. 7. Take preventative measures. Sometimes there's no way around it. Summertime equal yeast infections. We hear you, girl. But there's hope. Docs can prescribe a weekly preventative dose of an oral antifungal medicine called fluconazole for high-risk patients, says Johnson. If you think you need it, talk to your OB. Numbers too short.